Hello there, and welcome to this episode of the Movies in Focus podcast. I'm Niall Brown. This time around, I'm joined by director MJ Bassett and actor Matilda Lutz to talk about their new film, Red Sonja. The movie brings the cult comic book character back to the screen, and as I noted in my review, it's a bold reimagining that puts Lutz front and centre as the sword-wielding warrior. Her performance grounds the film, and it gives real weight to a character that's had a complicated history in cinema. MJ Bassett's career has always explored genre storytelling, from action to horror, and here she tackles the challenge of reviving a legendary figure with a fresh energy. Together, they've crafted a film that blends classic fantasy with modern sensibilities. In this conversation, we discuss the process of bringing Red Sonja to life, the character's enduring appeal, and what audiences can expect when they step back into her world. Now, here's my discussion with MJ Bassett and Matilda Lutz. And as always, I hope you enjoy what we have to talk about. Thank you for taking the time today, guys.
You're very welcome. It's nice to be here.
Yes, MJ, we actually met when you were doing promo for Solomon Kane about 15,
another
16.
life, darling, another life.
I know. So yeah, it's sort of 15, 16 years later. We're doing it again. Another Robert E. Howard.
Is it that long? You see, when I talk about Solomon Kane, I always go like about 10 years ago. Don't tell me it's 15 years ago. That's terrible. That's so long.
I know. I had to look it up myself. I couldn't believe it.
It's taken me this long to get back to the world of Robert Howard. It's crazy.
And I mean, it's a movie I thought, well, Red Sonja, I loved. I'm of the era where you grew up watching Ray Harryhausen movies, and fantasy films are exciting and fun and relatively lighthearted. And we went through a period where they became very dark. And your film, although there's dark elements to it, it has that sense of fun that you've brought into the genre. So is that something you purposely set out to do?
It's weird. It's really, really interesting that you should say that, because what I wanted to make more than anything was something that felt like it was real and honest to itself. Right? In much the same way with Solomon Kane, which is a much darker movie because it's the story of a damned man who's trying to redeem himself. And also, I think these things, without getting too deep into it, they reflect me as a filmmaker, right? I was in a much darker place personally back then. I'm much happier now, and I'm much lighter now in myself. My spirits are lighter. So one of the reasons I wanted to make a Red Sonja story is because I absolutely felt that I related to the character. I thought it was something I could do with this powerful woman, and not just and as she's written, has been written for years. She's always got like a smart mouth, and she's got a witty, wry rejoinder. But at the same time, I wanted her to have this compassion and humanity, which really is a thread through the whole thing. So to me, it's like, yeah, I grew up on the Ray Harryhausen stuff. There's a reason why there's a Cyclops in this movie, and it's entirely because of Ray Harryhausen and because I wanted to make a Cyclops movie. That's it. I wanted to do it. And if we ever make a Sonja sequel, I guarantee we'll see some Cyclopses in the wild, right? That was the whole point for me, to get to that place, but also to make a movie which was fun and entertaining, was dark where it needed to be, had a message about things that I think are important, but at the heart of it had this powerful woman to whom, as an audience, it doesn't matter that she's a woman. There's no gender politics. She's just a powerful person in the world who has a position, and she has compassion, and ultimately she understands humanity, and she wants kindness. And I feel like those are things which are incredibly vital right now. So that's kind of what drew me to it.
And how did Matilda get involved, and what drew Matilda to it, and what drew you to Matilda for the lead character?
Well, I'll jump in there. So obviously the moment I got the movie, which was hugely important to me and a big celebration, is like the next thing is who's Sonja? Now, we all knew about this movie Revenge because it's brilliant. It's a brilliant film, and she's amazing in it. So first name on the Matilda Lutz goes on the list, and then another 20 other names go on the list, and you work through them because you're looking for different things from a performer. So I interviewed some physically incredibly capable women, statuesque, big breasts, everything that the comic book version of Sonja had always been. But every single actress, and I met some great actresses, but every single one of them failed to encapsulate everything, And I knew, having seen Matilda's work in Revenge, that she had this capacity for violence, which is important, She had this vulnerability, which is important. She had this humanity, which is important. So nobody else seemed to me to be able to bring all those things together. And at the end of the day, when we did talk and I did cast her, the physical commitment was extraordinary, and it was just it's a gift because I knew the acting quality was there, and then she went, "Oh, I'm going to give you everything physically as well." So it was a match made in heaven. I'm so thrilled that she did it.
And Matilda,
And
over to you.
yeah, I mean, if you get a character like that, it's hard to turn down, in my opinion, because you get to do like super fun stuff like horseback riding and sword fighting, climbing, archery. One of the special things was training with the horse called Liberty, where the horse has no saddle, no reins, and you just have to build a trust, relationship with the horse. And they're incredible, like big, powerful animals. So it's like a hard and challenging thing to do. I like to take on anything challenging. It's so much fun for me. And as MJ said, like the physical part, like there was not one moment that I didn't enjoy. There were difficult moments on set. I remember this one day of like being drowned in a tank
Oh, that was a tough
in a
day.
tank full of red water, and having not to like move a muscle because the water had to be like completely flat before this whole tank was like open and the water would like drain out and my face would come out. And that was a very difficult day and thing to do
I
because
remember saying to Matilda, "This is a trailer shot. Trust me, it'll be in the trailer."
I remember like having for the like next like the 3 days after, I had like red water coming out of my ears and nose and like every from everywhere. So like there were difficult moments, but it was so much fun because it was all things that I had never done, and the energy of the set was incredible because MJ brought amazing people on the set, and it was just like such a great experience to do. So like I mean, it was, for me it was like a no-brainer that I wanted to play Red Sonja. And the script, obviously, besides all of the physical part, has like a lot of humanity, and what I think a lot of the values that I believe in are in the film, and I hope it gets out there.
And one of the things I'm always curious about, because you read stories and sometimes you read screenplays and the fight sequences are very detailed. But when you get it, Matilda, does it just say Sonia fights and you kind of imagine that and then suddenly it's 4 weeks of training? How does it work on the page for you, MJ, and how does it work for you, Matilda, and the logistics of bringing that together?
I
Well,
mean,
it's go on. I'm now. You shut up a second. I'm going to explain this.
okay. Uh, you want to go?
So I'll go. I'll go.
Okay.
So when I sort of rewrote the script to fit my vision. I do action. Action is one of the things I'm kind of known for. So the idea is that you bring in skilled people who, so I said there's going to be a sword fight here. What is the character of the sword fight? What is the journey of its whatever the action piece is? So Melissa Stubbs, who was my head of stunts, would begin to choreograph a thing and they would show it to me and I would say, okay, this feels like the thing that I want it to do. Let's get Matilda in to start shaping it with her. Now the thing is, and she won't say this, but the thing of it is that there were so many sword fights and so many physical things that she had to learn. It was like, okay, what thing is this? What are you doing this sword fight? Oh, this is the morning of this sword fight. This is the afternoon of this bit of horse training. This is the afternoon of this some archery work. Oh, I'm practicing climbing here. It's just the physical challenge of doing a movie like this is unbelievable. So we gave her some kind of choreography to work with, and then it becomes about her and her character learning to how to fight as well. Not just Matilda, but Red Sonja had to do the fight. So there's multiple levels to it. So I can speak to what we gave her, and then she had to take it over for herself.
Yeah, and like I mean, I read the script like last time a few years ago, so I don't remember how detailed, but I don't think there were details about fights
No.
in the script. So what would happen? First of all, like the training started with a muscle, like a muscle buildup, because I had a very intense diet that I started. a few months before shooting. I put 6 kilos of muscles. Like now, when I watch the film, I'm like, what was that me? Really? Because like I'm a complete different body type than, what I was when I shot the film. And I didn't even realize because I was so focused on doing it that I didn't really realize how my body changed and what I was learning because I was so like again, I was having so much fun doing it and I was so present in doing it that I didn't really realize. And now when I watch back like, videos that we shot on, behind the scenes and the film, like I really see the progress. But I remember the moments when I first started the sword fightings or like the choreography, like with the stunt team and Melissa and all the, amazing stunt girls. Like I remember going like, what do I do? Because I knew I had like 6, 7 sequences that were like 2, 3 minutes long. And I had like 1 month to learn that, plus horseback riding, plus climbing, plus archery, and all of that. And I was like starting with the like basic moves because I didn't know how to sword fight. I had never held like a sword before in my life. And just like the heaviness of the sword and the wrist work that comes with it, it was just such a like slow progress, like but amazing, like amazing to do. And yeah, I hope I get to do it all over again.
Was it one of those
I hope
things,
so too.
Matilda, where you just say, yes, I can sword fight, I can ride a horse, and then you suddenly realize, I've got to learn this in 4 weeks or whatever it is?
The
Well,
classic actor thing. Yes, I
I
can
don't
ride a
think I
horse. Yes, I can drive a
I
car.
never lied about that, I don't think.
No.
I'm pretty straightforward. Like, I never said like, "Oh, I can do I actually had a conversation with Melissa on the phone when I got the part. And I was like, "Listen, I've never done this. I need to learn." But the minute I knew the part was mine, I like literally started going to like a ranch to be familiar with horses and do everything you can to get, like the relationship going with the big animals. And then the sword fighting, I started like watching videos. Like immediately started like, researching all the stunts and things I had to do.
And you've both mentioned, I know we're getting sort of close to the end of time here, but you've both mentioned or alluded to the fact that you would love to do it again. You would love to do another Red Sonja film. Is that something that you've had conversations about together or on a larger scale? Or is it something that you'll wait to see how this all sort of works out with box office
Well,
and streaming numbers and all those sorts of things?
it's really, I mean, that's ultimately what the movie business is now. So I call the studio every so often. I say, hey, I have a load of notes on the sequel, and Matilda and I have kind of texted, we'd love to do it again. Wouldn't it be great fun to do something else? So I know that my heart's in it, and I think Matilda's is as well. But it's simply economics now. So I mean, I want this movie to get out there. I want people to download it and watch it and do whatever they can so that we can get an opportunity to build this character and go on more adventures with her, because it feels to me like we've only just scratched the surface of what's possible. And now that we know what we're doing, we're going to do it even better.
And it does leave the door open, literally, sort of at the end of the film, with
Literally, it leaves
yes.
the door open.
And much like you, MJ, I really want to see a Cyclops in the wild. So that's something that I'm definitely eager to see, because it did have that Ray Harryhausen vibe.
Yes, I want to do more monsters. I want Red Sonja fighting more monsters.
Well, guys, can I just say thank you? And like I said, I really enjoyed the movie. I thought it was a fun time. And MJ, I also just have to say thank you for making it bright. So many of these films are very dark and dingy and grey these days. That
Yeah.
it was
No,
nice.
I want color in the world.
And Matilda, you were great in it as well, and the physicality of what you had to do was phenomenal. So congratulations on that.
Thank you
Thank you,
so much.
Now. Much appreciated. Nice to talk to you again.
You too. Bye.
Another 15 years. Bye.
Hopefully not.
I hope you've enjoyed this episode of the Movies in Focus podcast. You can download it wherever you get your podcasts, and I hope that you tell your friends about it. That's it for this time, and I'll see you at the movies.